Well, it's gone and happened again. Bloody started rolling and the snowball's growing. I guess it was always going to happen. Every build bloody snowballs out of control for me. And now it's the wiring. Had an Elite 1500, but hey, is that really up to the task? So we've got this bad boy. That's all the wiring for it. 5 meters of loom. And it opens. Yep, there it is. Got the Nexus R5. So this bad boy is going to be replacing all the body loom. So every single wire in the car is getting changed, which is pretty reassuring when you see wires loose here like that. Relays that aren't wired properly, that are just chilling at the back. Wiring just going everywhere. Modules down the back, I don't know what they are. Even, yeah, the same. Oh shit, leaned on the car and it moved. Bloody hell. Luckily the doors are off, they're off getting prep for paint, so they're out of the way, so a bit easier. But yeah, all this wiring, that's all the bloody engine bay stuff. You can see there where it's melted a bit from being too close to the bloody turbo. So yeah. Oh. Now you get the fun challenge, heads out the window, ripping everything out of the bloody car. Should be fun. Wow. I don't know. It should be whatever it's going to be, and I'm curious to see when I get it all out what it's all going to weigh. Already got a little bit of front loom here. I got a spare engine loom that came with the car. It doesn't look complete, but it's a good base to add to the weight. So once I get all these bad boys out, I can put it in a box, chuck it on a scale, do the same to the Nexus loom. Even though that's going to need plugs still, it's going to have a lot of wires removed. So it should be a pretty fair comparison to see how much of a bit of a weight difference it's going to be. Even though that's not the goal. The goal is bloody reliability. And at the moment, this doesn't scream reliable. We've got the head unit wire in there. Oh no, just speakers taped together. I reckon if I pulled on them hard enough, they're just twisted together. Especially because they go, yeah, join there, the joint again somewhere in there. It's just, the speakers aren't too bad, but it's everything. We've got a pile of connectors down there that can come out. And one of the biggest challenges I think with doing this rewire, I'm going to try and make all the factory switches work. The window switches, the indicator stalks, all of that jazz. I could go down the path of chucking a CAN keypad in it, but I don't think I want to. I reckon I want to go the factory switches, a little bit nice, a little bit of an OEM touch. Obviously a lot more work. Managed to find some technical diagrams and I'll just use the multimeter and buzz them out. 4 tools to conquer the world. Let's get these bloody wooden trims off the side. Not gonna lie, they're not going back on the car. They might be bloody nice to hold the carpet in place, but the carpet is so fat on these cars anyway that, yeah, this old bit of wood's not going back there. So I was expecting it to be a bit deformed at the bottom, but it's actually really good. But yeah, that exposed more wiring, a little bit of surfaced rust there from, looks like metal filings, but nothing bad. Jump over to the other side in a second and do that. Just trying to suss what I've actually got to get out. Do I just go nuts and just tackle it all from this side while I can? Guess so. Just rip things off. Cable ties. Oh, that's the wrong way. Went in there confident too. Not too stressed about just leaving bolts in the car as they're all going to come out anyway. Just a single loose wire that goes up in a different path. Guessing that's probably the aerial. It's crazy, they've got little grooves like that to hold the wire, and they've got bolts. comes all sorts. No one. No point unplugging it. Just rip the bugger out. I'm going to pull these plastic clips off as well afterwards, but that's beside the fact now. Pretty satisfying just to rip it all out. Someone's looking at me, watching this probably and going, I need part of that body loom. As much as I thought, yeah, I could just sell it all, I'm going to need to cut plugs off. So I'm going to use what I can from the loom, just the plug wise, just to plug into the factory connectors because I know I can't source those. And yeah, the rest is going in the bin. Because, hey, who cares? It's only going to be a couple of dollars if I did sell it. Oh, that's actually like, wow. She's got hot in there for that to melt into the sound deadening. Oh, that's not coming up. There we are, pressing in the wrong spot. That'll get you every time. That's there, that's that. What are we stuck on here? Nothing now. I wonder what this little mystery blue wire is. Ah, yep, he's him. And we are gonna cut that. Honestly, it's not gonna have that sensor wired up, so when it gets painted, that has to come out anyway. So I'll just disconnect the wire properly and leaving a little tail will remind me. Alright, one side done. Where to next? This little pile. Chuck it out there. Everything's just going to go into a box anyway for now. That way I can find the plugs where I need them later. But yeah, just a box for now. In another 10 minutes it's all going to be out at this rate. Just started pulling the rear out. Sussing what I got to do. Actually, just fuel pump wiring. Let's cut that bugger off. It's all getting redone. It's only actually a ground and a feed I need for the resistance for the fuel gauge. That's out, and we got the power in the earth for the fuel pump there anyway. So that can go to the pile. Another plug I won't actually need, but yeah, this relay really winds me up how they've done it. Especially with just exposed wire off that. What pin's that? That's 30, so that's just live battery all the time. Perfect. Just what you want to deal with. Yeah. I do disconnect some things when they're pulling on important parts. Strange, there's a earth that just got ripped out. I didn't even tug on it that hard. Didn't feel any resistance and it just pulled out. See what this one here is going to stop me. So let's grab that tool. What have we got? Where have we got it? Bloody mess. You guys get it going along for the whole bloody ride this time. Pretty much anyway. As I work away one-handed, trying to film everything at the same time. Just making it a little bit harder on myself, because cars are too easy, right? What a fight, some of these little clips. If you really cared, this would be a battle. But when you don't care about destroying them, so much nicer. Just a thought as I pull this out. Hope the Series 4 tail light plugs are the same as Series 5. Someone wants to tell me that in the comments so I don't have to pull one out of storage. Be appreciated. Otherwise I'll find that out later on, and if they're not, I'll be frustrated and have to work it out. Oh. Do I just cut it? Nah, let's get it tugged behind. It'll only take a minute. Oh, that's that same wire that got me on the other side. Must be some sort of sensor so you know if the hatch is open, which I dare say was broken anyway because this car's an 86. Alright, it's got me. I need 2 hands. I'll catch up with you guys down the front. Now it looks like a bloody disaster. Worse than it did when it was in their factory. About the fun bits now. Already got more cut wires up here. It looked like ground, so that's not too bad. But just the clutch pedal. The bastards slip in there. Also we got a couple of 10mm bolts to get off. And then I reckon it was nearly all up. Well, this wiring can come off too. The actual sunroof, all the plastic clips and shit in it are broken, so it's never going to work again. As much as I'd love to get the sunroof working, I just don't care for them. And if I want to, I can run new powers up to that anyway, redo it all, which let's be honest, I would. Yeah, but otherwise that's just going to be stuck in a fixed position, pretty much half gutted out. So let's get these bastards out. There's my tool. I actually have to get a Phillips head as well. It wasn't one of the original 4 tools I thought I'd need, but hey. When we're looking at a comparison between total weights, I guess it's only fair to put all these ECUs and stuff in it as well. Oh. Although I don't have a main computer ECU, it's an RX7, it would have had a Microtech, and they only weigh 100 grams at most anyway, so it doesn't need to be part of it. It's going to be close enough, because hey, the exact number doesn't really bloody matter, it's just a rough idea. I wonder if I just tug on that if it'll come out. Move the whole car, probably nearly drove it into something, so let's grab the right tool. Well, that was easy in pulling it. Let's see if I give it a tug now. Yep, she's off. Stuck there. A bracket, but freed up. Some sort of sensor on the clutch pedal. Looks old and I'm going to have to replace it. So unbolt that one. Everything's hiding in the wires now. Two switches on the brakes. One thing I wouldn't mind trying... What the hell is that computer for? No, I reckon that might have been the cruise control computer actually. But let's get this bugger out. Where's the other bolt hiding to hold it on? There it is. Now can I actually get my fingers in there? Yeah, there we are. Everything kind of feels loose going over here. Oh, wasn't meant to break that off. I mean, hey, I did, doesn't matter. Another box that I've got no idea what he does. He looks flasher. Yeah, it's something to do with the lights, I guess. Still, yeah, I don't know. That's it. She's all out. Wow. Alright, take a minute off the camera and get this all out of the car. What a bloody mess. That's everything. She's out. She's all on the floor. I've got myself a plastic tub to chuck it in, even though it's not going to fit. So looking at that, it's a bloody nightmare. But we've got the scale out here too, so let's power that up. I guess first things first, let's chuck this on. 7.6 kg without the computer. with the computer, 9.2 kg, and for your Americans playing at home, we lost the bloody expensive computer, but 20.26 pounds. Oh, ounces, kilos, that's what we want to deal with. Normal bloody measurements, not bloody black and white measurements. So yeah, I'll chuck this all into the tub and then we'll try balance it on the scales. Hopefully I can. See how I go. There it is, all balanced in there. What a bloody mess. So the good thing with the Nexus is we're going to be eliminating these bloody fuse boxes, same as the one inside the engine bay, as everything's just all PDM controlled. So it's just going to be more reliable and a hell of a lot less space taken. But here we are, and the final number for what we've got here, 19.4 kilo. Or again, 42.9 pounds. It's a lot, man. And it's just the way it is, it's a mess. Goes bloody everywhere. Looking in the car now, the back's still a bit of a mess. Can't compare that too much. But the front's so much nicer. Feels like we're starting fresh. Just got a good base. So yeah, we'll be able to rip into this properly. Strip out any of these other little dicky brackets and shit that I won't be needing anymore. Like the factory SCU one down here, which I could feel it's gonna rattle. So we can eliminate all that sort of shit. And just go through and find everything, all the little plastic brackets, rip all them off. Make it nice. Must admit, wiring the Nexus in is a little bit daunting to me. I've done a few big jobs, never played with the Nexus, but it's exactly the same process. It's just all computer controlled, so just got to make sure I plan it out, lay it out, check my plan, then start sleeving it. It'll all have to be done in the car rather than I usually do it on the bench. Hopefully the engine bay side of it, probably end up working off to the side of the car here on a little stool, on a little half table, just so I've got myself a bit of a setup. Not that the engine bay's got too much. I'll do one, it'll all come out of that hole here, one out to the engine, one to the front. There'll be no wiring come out of the other side. So actually, what have we got? We've got these holes here which would have had wiring out of them. I'll get in touch with my mate Ryan at Fatlip and get him to make some grommets, same as that one. Those two, the heater hole, the aircon hole, and the breather, the drip for the aircon down the bottom. I'll get him to make up some grommets to fit those perfectly. He's always been really helpful for me and appreciate him for doing it. But yeah, glad to have it all out. Far out, what a bloody big job that's going to be. But there's a few months off doing that. Car still has to get painted first before I start on the loom, and preferably have the engine in actually. Although I can just feed all the wires through for the engine, so that's sitting there ready to go. Bring it on!